Right. All righty, ladies and gentlemen, Josh Sanch, your host, as always, here on the Bodybuilding News Network. We are brought to you back again for another special installment of Two Bros, One Pod with our strikingly good looking co host, Maximus Marx Muscle.
Marx Max. You never noticed the Maximus before?
I think I have. I was reading it. I'm like, oh, Maximus. Okay.
I
Let's do
believe
that today.
I don't think I've done a single podcast with any other channel without writing Maximus.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever mentioned it.
Well, I'm a first, I guess, because I'm weird like that.
Yeah, you were the first to have me on a podcast.
I was, I think that's a cool accolade to think of like how many people I've brought on that were firsts.
Tominator, me,
Tom,
Tominator,
yep,
Superset,
yep, Superset, yep.
Florian, is that his name?
Which one?
Superset Man.
Oh yeah, Florian
Florian.
Prince.
I just call him Superset.
Yeah,
Like when we used
Superset.
to
It's such
wrestle,
a yeah,
everybody called me Sonny or Sonny
yeah.
Warcloud. Nobody called me Mark.
No,
There was four Marks. 4 or 5, and new people would come in, and half of them were named Mark too.
yeah.
Like I have no idea what this is about people that get into wrestling. Undertaker's name is Mark.
Oh yeah, yeah. When
Yeah,
he was on Joe Rogan's podcast, I remember Joe was calling him Mark.
yeah.
Hmm.
Interesting, because Joe used to kind of make fun of wrestling,
He did until he
which
started
is
actually
funny.
talking to wrestlers, and he's like, "Oh
Well,
wow,
he grew up in an MMA background
yeah,
in the
yeah,
fighting, so he would see it as fake.
yes,
But I'm sure
100%.
you could ask him, "Do you like the Rocky films?" Yeah, oh yeah, they're awesome. It's like, well, that's the
It's
same
the
thing as
exact same
wrestling,
thing. It's
except
predetermined
more. There's
choreograph.
no cut. That looked like crap.
Yeah.
So literally, the guys like The Rock that never make mistakes, they're like perfectionists.
Yeah.
And your favorite, Macho Man,
Macho Man.
he had every detail of every match planned out,
Wow.
and he would carry it out. Of course, the other guys might not keep up with him, but he'd do something to get back on track.
Yep. He knew where he was wanting the event to go, the match.
And then there's guys like Ric Flair,
Hmm.
wouldn't even talk to the guys unless they were
Oh.
friends or something like that. They might plan the ending, and that's it. But if you watch one Ric Flair match, you've watched them all.
Oh, they're that similar.
Same, similar, yeah. And
Dang.
Macho Man's guys like Bret Hart, he planned every little detail. All his matches are totally different.
Oh.
He might do a couple of the same signature moves, but the match itself,
The
totally different.
tempo, the
Totally
flow.
different. Yeah. The build up, whatever story behind it.
Oh, okay.
And sometimes if you sit down and, your mind's wide open, you can really read a match. Some of them are really good stories from start to finish.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
sometimes if you're just like watching a match to see people get hurt, it's like, well, this isn't a good match. It's like, well, you got to kind of watch the build up of it. And
That's the difference between like that top tier WWE stuff and then the amateur stuff is, well, I guess the talent one, but also the story arcs and the
you mean like the underling
character
league?
building. Yeah.
Well, a lot of them guys are in it for themselves to try to build their name,
Yeah. They're
and
not there to make
they're
the
not interested in helping. But when you're in the big leagues, the all eyes are on you. So even if the guy looks bad, that looks
Mhm.
bad on you.
True. Yeah.
Like Bret Hart, he could make anybody look like $1 million.
He could. Yeah.
Hulk Hogan couldn't.
Mm.
And
Mm.
I'm not a Hogan hater.
No, I guess so. Yeah, I never thought about that. Yeah. I remember
He
when he
could work
switched
with a pretty
to
good worker, and he was good. But
mm,
he's when you hear guys say he's like, oh, he's terrible. Now now you got to see it on that side. I say he's underrated as a wrestler. Hogan
Hogan.
never made a whole lot of mistakes. He never hurt anybody, and he could go for an hour, great shape, and he
Mm.
could work, take moves. He could take moves. Like I could probably slam him. He's that good.
Yeah. So even though he's like super famous, you still think he's a little underrated of like how good he actually was.
Depends on who you're talking to. If you go in like a fresh fan, doesn't know anything about it, he is a little overrated because he's not the best of all time.
Yeah.
But if you're talking to the guys that really know the business and stuff like that, oh, Hogan's not as good as as they say he was or whatever. And it's like, well, no, but he's not that bad.
Yeah.
It's not that bad. When it was him and the Ultimate Warrior, it was
I
definitely
was just
him.
gonna say, when
It
I
was
think about the old
Hogan
time, it
running the
was,
match.
yeah.
Hogan, yeah, yeah.
What was Hogan's nickname? It was like the American Boy or something.
Just Hulk Hogan. He
Didn't he
was
like he did like
Hollywood
the
Hulk Hogan
American
afterward.
flag thing,
Well, yeah,
like a big patriot
that
push.
that was kind of a wrestling thing.
Yeah, it's
They
just
did
make
that.
everything patriotic.
They did that with Lex Luger. They did that with Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Hacksaw, I remember him. Yeah, he was fun. I
I
remember.
I
Yeah,
wrestled in the same event as he did.
really.
Yeah,
Yeah, you might have said that before.
yeah. Buddy of mine wrestled him in the main event of our little show we had.
Wow. I just saw.
No, he's a nice guy.
Oh, I would assume most of them are, but then again, like I'm coming from meeting professional bodybuilders, which for the most part,
They're
all of
all
them are
pretty nice guys.
super nice guys. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. They
yeah,
seem to be.
Wh-
Well, it's a
wh-
positive sport.
yeah.
It's
It's
all based on positivity. Like you're trying to better everything. There's nothing
yeah.
bad. Like,
You're
well,
you're not
obviously you can
you're not
get
getting
into
on stage and
dark side of everything,
battling
but
the yeah. Well, I mean, yeah,
I'm talking about
except Bob.
the personalities to get into it. They're usually the
Yeah.
more positive people in the room. Like if you're gonna be
You know what, Mark? I think it's once these guys become has-beens, they get a little spiteful.
well,
And that's where the bad
that's yeah.
personalities show.
Yeah.
But
Well, I was just talking or I was watching a podcast about that, and they were talking about how it was very difficult to be around these wrestlers that they could see they're starting to be jobbers and their
oh, yep.
pays are coming down and they're getting old and they spent their whole career buying 10 Rolexes, Cadillacs,
Yeah.
and they got no money and they're very difficult to be around because they're
Mm.
all like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do?
Oh, pity party. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's like, well, did you need 10 Rolexes?
No, you did not need 10 Rolexes. No.
I mean, I got a broken clock right now. It works twice a day.
Mm. I've got a $30 Garmin I had to buy on. I didn't have to, but I have that because I lost my $300 one and I still like to know my steps.
You did get the works twice a day joke, right?
The clock. Oh, I missed that part. That's a good one. That's a good joke.
Broken clock
Sorry,
still
guys.
works. Still works twice a day.
Still works twice a day. Yep. That's funny. Uh, what were
No,
we talking?
squirrel your money away, you young bodybuilders, and you young pro
That's
wrestlers.
oh, shoot. I saw
Because
something.
normally this is when they're making their most money in their life.
Yes, right at the
Save it.
peak when they
Save it.
the big hit. Take that money, split it in half, invest half of it, and then the rest of it. Figure out that's the huge issue with like people with e-commerce and stuff. From what I've seen is they'll get their first big sale or like maybe like a realtor or something. They'll have one good year and they make all this extra money, but then they expect that that's their new living
Yeah.
expense.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
adjust their living expenses to that new income cap, and then the
And
next year,
I mean, if you're buying property, you know what
yeah,
Arnold did? I heard Arnold invested a lot of money in property that he was making from his first movies, like his very first movies that he made.
that would make sense.
So
Yeah,
right from the
Arnold was a
hop.
smart guy. Yeah,
And if it
same
was
with Rich Piana.
California real estate,
Uh-huh. California real estate, yeah. Especially back then. I mean, it was probably a lot cheaper because he was out in
and then
Venice, in
Wendy's
LA.
in that point in time, I'm sure just grew and grew.
Oh yeah, like a weed. Yeah, I wish for the life of me, I wish I could just buy something out here, just a piece of dirt, something, like 20
Yeah,
minutes from downtown,
properties, baby,
30
please,
minutes.
man.
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, that's with how life's going right now. And I know everyone will get into bodybuilding. I know.
Ah, they like it. They
They
like it.
do. They do. That's why they watch. Um, we should probably have you watched HD Muscles podcast yet with Antoine and what's the big big guy. Quentin Araya and
I've looked at some thumbnails and I've been so busy, man.
yeah, I get
Like
it.
I hardly watch any of them anymore.
It's
Sometimes
so
I'll put on,
hard.
like you say, the Joe Rogan one.
Joe Rogan's
I'll
solid.
put it on, listen to while I'm working.
Yes. Background
So
noise.
I hear it in the half, like hear it and I don't. And if I hear something, I'll be like, oh, I'll check that out. But no, I haven't. I've been meaning to check that one out. And there was the Canadian Beef
Canadian beef's
podcast,
good. Yep.
smaller, but it's hey, they're all good.
Yep. The oh man, I'm blanking on the names, but
Morgan,
Morgan
what is
McDonald,
that? Morgan McDonald
he's
and
solid.
Robin Strand.
Robin Strand's phenom. That dude took
And is there
Robin.
one
You
other
took
guy
your
that's a
bulk
staple?
seriously, man. Say again.
What's that?
Robin took his bulk seriously. That dude
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
thick.
Well, he knows he can get shredded. He was likely the most conditioned guy out there at the New York, was it?
Crazy. Yeah,
Was it New York or was it another show after that?
he did do the New York. Him and Brent Swanson, those two dudes were the most shredded guys I've seen that whole year. I mean, the skin was so thin, the muscle striations, the feathering. It was just like, holy cow, dude.
Canucks, Canadians.
Those Canucks.
Got to root for the Canadians.
Honestly, yeah, the
Not
Canadian
not many
bodybuilders
not
are
many
really
of us.
killing it.
Not many of us.
Yeah, but you guys are all at the top. You've got the one lady, she's the Miss Bikini Olympia champion.
Cassia,
Dougherty,
Ca Ca
Dory.
Cassie Fit, or was it Cassandra, isn't it?
Oh, Gillis, she's the Arnold Classic champ, right? What's the other
Yeah,
one?
she's not the Olympia champion,
Dowry, Dory.
but she's Canadian though, I believe.
Yeah, yeah, Dory.
The
I
the
don't.
the Olympia champion is Canadian?
Yeah, isn't she Jennifer Dory?
No,
Didn't
you
she
could be
win this
right.
year?
I've been out of the female divisions.
Oh, bro, I know the bikini division's so hard.
I watched the physique course and the open,
Yep.
but the other ones I was working on videos, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah,
But
in
I
between
did
the
want to check
divisions.
out. It was heartbreaking to see Natalia lose.
Oh, did she?
Sarah.
Oh, she did lose this year. Holy
Sarah
cow, I
beat her,
forgot.
yeah. Sarah beat her. And I was
Sarah retained the
messaging you
title.
guys and I was watching it and I was like, this is heartbreaking because I
Yeah.
knew Sarah was just on
Mm-hmm.
point. Like
Sarah's
she was
always
on
on,
point.
but she was
And
really.
Natalia competed a lot this year, which
She
she
did.
usually does anyway, but she
She
was
did
Miss
like the
Olympia.
Atlanta Pro. I mean, she did like small
She
shows.
she was Miss Olympia, and when you're Miss Olympia, you got to kind of tone down, I think, on the
Yeah,
competing because you're doing all these appearances, and you're one person.
yeah. Well, as
But
long as
she
she's
didn't
not
want to
peaking,
curtail.
as long as she's not
Yeah,
taking like
she was looking
Olympia
almost.
level.
She was looking at her best, like all these shows.
Yeah.
If you look at them, she
Y-
was nailing it.
I think Antoine, or no, I think Ian Valier said once, like, you only get one good peak a year, and you need to make sure you're timing that for the most important show.
But then again, if you're only doing it once a year, nerves can affect you.
Yeah. What if you
And
don't?
if you're competing all the time,
Yeah.
your nerves aren't a factor. You're guaranteed to be pretty good. But like Ian says,
Mhm.
if there's no nerves involved, yeah, I mean, one, because if you're dieting down, of course,
Yep.
the next day you're gonna if you compete the next day, that's why the Olympia is 2 days.
Mhm.
But you're good for a few days. You know, you could be. Some people are strange; they're good on the third or fourth day. Like you hear stories of guys in the '90s that competed in the '90s. It's like they sucked. What happened to them? Go look
Mhm.
at them today.
And then they do the photo shoot, and they're just
Yeah,
shredded. They wake up in the morning, just
missed their peak.
yep. Or
The
yeah,
touch the
Phil's Mr.
carbs,
Saturday
touch
Night.
your tongue. Yeah, yeah, Mr. Saturday Night.
Yeah. And then on the
Well, it
opposite,
looks
you
like,
look at what's his name? Justin Rodriguez, last year's Arnold. He came
yeah,
into prejudging.
he's
What was he
worse the
like,
next
top
day.
two? He was
He's worse the
shredded.
next day.
That
Yeah,
guy.
he, beat Steve Kuko, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, that lineup was not as impressive as I think I remember it being. Steve is good, but I just haven't seen the best of him in a while. Same with Justin. And
Ramy,
then
used to be real bad the first day, if you
yeah,
remember,
yeah.
but he got a hold of himself and he
Yeah,
figured
that
stuff
that
out.
2020 Olympia was just I was
He probably
so
has
happy
nightmares
for
about
him.
that.
I think I lost my voice. I yelled so loud. Like I was just
At the
so happy
2020 Olympia?
when he won
Oh,
his
when he
first,
won.
or was it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He won his first. I
yeah,
thought
that
for
one
some
was
reason you
just
said
like,
2022. I don't know why I heard 2022 in my mind.
oh, I know I'm bad with the dates, guys, but yeah, I get them right sometimes, man. But yeah, getting back to you should watch the HD Muscle podcast. It's very I don't I think I was talking with Kenson EP09 for everyone, and we were like we were talking about we kind of go through phases of bodybuilding content, and sometimes we listen to I remember when I was really listening to a lot of Fuad with the hostile. Um
It's funny. I never got too into Fuads. I'll listen to one here and there. I'm still that way.
yeah, I don't I I got nothing against Fuad personally.
No,
I just
no.
don't enjoy his style of commentary anymore. It it I feel
He
like it
does his
almost
little
doesn't
ad at
balance
the
out.
first. He does his little ad at the first of it, usually.
Whatever. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
we could
I
skip
know,
that.
but
We
it's
could
just the
skip that.
more but just the more I watch, I'm like, ah, I gotta skip that again.
Yeah, it's like you need some channels do a great job of masking their ads where
Nick
they'll
Trigili.
start talking. I'm sure he
That didn't bother me. He did it so obvious and
yeah
funny. Like Bob
he's
Citarello
like
made a big
you
deal
should
about it. I'm like,
try.
yeah, but that's funny, Bob, the way he does it.
Yeah, yeah.
Bob and Trigili. They were funny together.
Oh,
And
really? They did a show
Bob,
together?
no, fighting and
Oh,
battling back and forth. They
oh,
basically
whatever.
did a show together. He had his picture on his thumbnails and he had his pictures on his
Oh,
thumbnails.
jeez. Two people trying to be relevant. Yep,
And Bob was sucking from his proverbial teat
yep,
because he was getting views from it and he knew it and he loved it. Because
yep.
Bob's nothing without fighting with someone. Do you ever hear about Bob making videos anymore?
No, his channel's tiny. Like it, if
He's
he's not
probably
arguing
still
with
making
people,
videos.
maybe, but yeah, he's very much irrelevant for how important the position that he's been put into. He has all these amazing accolades and titles, but he's so insufferable to listen to, and
He
he's such a
brags about
he
stuff.
brags about stuff, and he's
This is the
just
best ever, Mr. America. And then
yeah,
you
he's
had
really in his
Flex
head.
Wheeler and the other guys right there, and they had won the same title. So is he saying he was better than him?
Yeah,
He should be a type of a guy with his position. He should be the type of a guy that he should just do his job and
yeah,
people would actually brag about him.
yeah. They'd be
He
like,
shouldn't
"Did you
say
hear what
anything
Bob
because,
said?"
he's actually pretty good. He actually did some bodybuilding, but no, he has to be the other way. And he's telling everybody how great he is. It's like, yeah, we know, Bob. We
Yep.
know you're pretty good. You're pretty good. But he'll
Mm,
be sitting there among all these Arnold Classic champions, and he thinks he's one of them.
mm,
He's hosting the shows and
yeah. He
good
talks.
MC though.
Oh yeah, you can't argue. The voice is pretty good,
No, no. I'd like
but
to shake his hand if I ever met him anyway.
I had a couple opportunities.
I assume
I
you
had
didn't.
no interest in talking to
Yeah,
him.
I assume you didn't go shake his hand.
No, no, not the stuff I've heard. It's just it is what it is at this point. But there's a lot of people I shook hands. Dan Solomon, John
Yeah, you got a little interview with
Pearson.
him.
That one was cool. I wish it would
Nice
have
of him.
done better, but
Oh no, that was cool.
it was very cool. It was just like in the moment, I was just standing there, and um it was as everything was done. Everyone was leaving and he was just walking out. I'm like, Dan, hey, I was like, hey, I really appreciate you giving me this press pass this year. And I was like, do you got like 5 minutes? And he's like, sure. And I'm like, holy cow. Okay, cool.
There
And
you
it just
go.
bam, just happened.
Stamp that on your list to do
Hmm.
list.
Well,
Your
that's
list to do.
the that's something I want to pay an editor to do is go through all my interviews and just snippet out portions of everything and make it into a trailer for the channel.
Mhm.
I need to have a trailer this year. But yeah, Canadians are doing as we just keep getting back to what we're talking about. The Canadians killed it.
Here you
Jennifer
have the
Dory,
Morgan.
two-time Olympia champion in bikini.
Oh, so she's a bikini champ. That's why I
Yep.
didn't. Yeah, I don't much pay attention.
No.
The Cassie
Cassandra Gillis is
Cassandra Gillis is a wellness,
wellness.
but I don't think she's the Olympia champion.
Cassandra with a K. No, she won the Arnold 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's like Cassie Fit or something on Instagram.
I don't even follow her.
I think I
Sorry.
do. I still follow a few of them. When I stopped doing the women's division ones, I stopped following quite a few of them.
Yep. Yep.
A lot of them are posting like pictures that have nothing to do with bodybuilding. It's like, if I want to follow girls like that,
Yeah, if I
if I
want to
want to be a
follow,
grease monkey,
it's
but I
it's a
just, it's another whole world to get into. And it's like, oh man,
it's
I'm
a
enough
tough
with that.
balance. Yeah. Uh,
I mean,
I
hey, if some of them want to post some pictures, I'll, sometimes click like on it or whatever, but
sure,
they're not all about that. Some of them, they'll post one every once in a while. That's,
risque.
yeah, risque, whatever, which is fine. But some of them, that's all they're posting. And you can see their videos or their things blow up, and it's like, oh, okay, I see where this is going, which is
Yep.
fine. But it's
Yep.
not I'm in the Instagram or whatever to follow the
The
bodybuilding,
sport.
and without it, I wouldn't be able to do a half the amount of videos.
Yeah. Instagram's a lifesaver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could literally, if I had a new, like, exactly when I started going on Instagram and following the bodybuilders, could see my views would probably like reflect
Oh.
that as well.
Yeah. People like trendy, up to date stuff. I keep getting more and more comments like, thank you so much for the daily content. Like, killing it. So happy to have, there's like, what was one? So happy to know that there's daily content coming out. I'm like,
They think you're killing it. I think you're reviving it and making it grow and pulsate and give birth to more views.
eh, post
Oh, they're
Olympia, it's
they're
usually
they're, they're
slow.
being they're being yeah, okay, I get it now. You're killing it, man.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
like
kill.
saying
Yes.
you're bad. He's a bad dude.
No, no,
So
no, no.
he's no good at it? No, he's really good at it.
Really
You said
good.
he's bad.
He's doing so good that he's killing the competition.
Like calling a big guy tiny.
Mm. Coach Little Joe.
You're looking for this
Joe
little guy.
Thiemann.
Whoa. You
Yep.
call a little Chihuahua, you call it Hercules.
Classic. Yep.
That was Smithers' dog's name, I think.
Oh,
Waylon,
from
Waylon,
Simpsons. Yep.
Waylon Smithers. Licorice whip.
I'm sure Kenson will get those references.
Yeah. Whip it, whip it. Bum, 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 bum. Whip it, whip it. New mug?
Ooh, Golden Girls. Oh, that's a new one? How many Golden Girl cups do you have at this point?
A lot.
A lot. A lot.
A lot.
This is my
But
one
there's
of two cups. I only own two because,
has an American flag on it. I
yeah,
see. The
it's
old stars and
Evogen
stripes.
Nutrition. Not sponsored, just a coffee mug the local supplement store gave me. And
6 white stripes, 7 red stripes.
yeah, something like that. Six,
Six
six, six white, seven red, or
6 white stripes, 7 red stripes, and 50 stars
50
to
stars.
represent 50 states.
Yep.
Would have
Even
been
though we
48
have,
before Hawaii and Alaska.
mhm. But
48
we
states.
don't count Puerto Rico or Guam though.
Puerto Rico.
But we can travel to those without a passport. It's kind of a weird situation.
Hmm.
It's not part of the
Interesting.
US, but it's not considered foreign travel.
Huh.
Very interesting. The more you know. So
It's like
bodybuilding,
going into
Mark.
outer space. I'm above Alaska now.
Mm,
Let's see the passports on.
isn't that funny? You can fly 5 hours to Hawaii and you're still in the US, but I can't go over to Toronto or Vancouver, which is,
Right there.
yeah, an hour away, an hour flight.
Because of an imaginary line.
An imaginary line, some old people said a couple hundred years ago, maybe. Yeah. So bodybuilding, Mark. What happened? Happy New
Regan
Year's,
Grimes, he's
everyone.
Canadian.
Regan. Oh, Regan. Yep. Regan, definitely Canadian. Yep. Ian,
And
Chris
Ian's gone.
Bumstead.
Ian was a big one. Well, Chris
Yep.
Bumstead right there. I mean,
Yeah. Ian was like the staple for the top
open.
Canadian Open. I don't know who they have now. Who's like
Until
the,
Regan Grimes proves
yeah.
otherwise, he's not nearly as successful as Ian Valliere. That
His
might
placings are
up.
catching up though. Regan, he what did he place 10th this year?
But Ian was top 6. It
Yeah.
gets thicker as you get down.
Yeah.
He can puncture that top 10 this year. This year was different to get into the top 10.
Yeah. Yeah. They're missed quite
But you
a few
had
people.
Tonio Burton was beating him.
Yep. And he
And
still
Tonio
is. Tonio's
Burton
7 now,
on
right?
paper is not that, like, it's like, okay, he's Tonio Burton, but did you see Tony O'Burden at the Olympia? He was on.
Yep.
So
And that's what's super exciting about him is like he's not a huge name yet, but he's an indie pro champion, a retired indie pro, and he's a New York pro champion in the open. And now he's a top 7 men's open Olympia
did he get 8
competitor.
or 7?
7 or 8? Yeah.
I
Oh,
think he got
8,
8.
right? And then
Didn't Michael
Krizo got
Krizo,
7. Yeah.
I
And
believe
that was
so.
exciting for Krizo too. He moved up quite a bit.
And who got 6th?
Um,
Hunter.
Labrada. Yeah.
Then jacked.
I was not expecting Labrada to be in that top 6 again, but we were missing some people, so it is what it is, you
Well,
know.
when Walker's gone, so everybody gets bumped up.
Yeah,
Everybody
Walker's
gets a pay
gone.
raise because he's gone.
Rami was
And I'm
gone.
saying everybody.
Yep.
Lunsford.
Yeah, I think so too. I I
Hey,
think
I'm
this next
going by my
Olympia.
prediction video. I predicted him to win, so
Yep.
it seemed like a lot more people after he hurt himself were saying, "Oh, Nick would have won."
Well,
As
that's
of
everyone, the
before, there
FOMO.
wasn't too many people beforehand
Yeah.
that said Nick was going to win, but I think it was after everybody seen Lunsford. Hey, from the back, Lunsford couldn't ask for any better like conditioning. In
Best
my
back.
opinion, his midsection was a little harder last year. That was my only critique.
Oh, interesting.
Not in all the
I'll have to take a
shots, though.
look.
Not in all
Oh,
the shots.
yeah.
Not in the front lat spread. He had more
Mhm.
separation in the front lat spread. You only got 9 minutes left.
I need to buy the pro. I'm
That's
getting
what I said
lazy.
last time. Well, that's well, what is it? A half hour?
40 minutes, yeah.
Oh, 40 minutes. Well, that's fine anyway.
Yeah. We'll chop it up. I think we're moving. This is a good conversation. I don't want to stop it. I'll send you another invite once it kicks us out. But yeah, I did that top 6 that who is the best bodybuilder? He did a comparison on Instagram of who had the best back in the top 6. And
Surprised that video didn't do as well.
yeah, yeah.
Was it a
Yeah,
straight up comparison?
yeah, it was just a straight up comparison of the
Yeah.
top 6 backs, and it didn't
I
I
think they
think
want
people
full
really
comparisons.
they want full
'Cause you
comparisons.
I don't
Oh,
know,
yeah,
your
they want
super
every shot. Yeah.
yeah, your Superset Man one did well.
That one did. Yeah, people are so funny.
I
They're
think
like, "You're just
especially
stealing his
people are
video idea."
yeah, yeah,
I'm like,
yeah, I heard that. They're ragging on you.
and
And they
then
were getting on
Florian's
you
in
about
the
your
chat
colors.
saying, "No, I
Your
wanted him to do this."
yeah, yeah, Superset Man. It's like he does this all the time.
Yeah, he does these invitationals.
They
Like,
were telling you, "Oh, your thumbnails are copying off Nick Strength and Power." I wanna comment all the time. I'm like, "Huh, Nick Strength and Power copyrighted, Red?
yeah,
Wow,
he
I
owns
did
the color
not
red.
know that."
Look at all the other channels that do the same
Crazy.
format. The
Hey, man, your
font on the
views really
bottom.
picked up when you did that.
Well, I'll tell
A
you
few
what.
weeks back, right after the Olympia,
Yeah,
I noticed your views
I switched it up. I
really
started
picked up,
doing the red. I did it for 2 weeks. I saw the views explode,
and
and
that's
then
why I was kinda saying, like, because you did go to the Olympia,
yeah,
your views kinda picked up, but then, of course, you were posting more too, but were your views picking up first, and then you're like, "Oh, shoot, I'll start
maybe
posting more," but I noticed, yeah, when you started making your thumbnails, a nice red border, get to the border,
get to the border.
yeah, your views picked up.
Yeah. Yeah, I did that switch. I did the switch to the red, did it for 2 weeks. I saw the views explode, and then I switched back to the orange, and then I
Yeah,
immediately saw the dip.
yeah.
And then I made a post that, hey
I'm going
guys,
back. Yeah, I'm going
I'm
back.
going back to the
And
red.
it's not people see it, they're so in such a small little world thinking Nick Strength and Power owns red.
Yep.
Maybe Nick's videos are popular because they're red. The color red is bigger than Nick Strength
This
and Power is
the
what I'm
science
saying.
behind red
Yeah,
is
yeah, it's a red flashy, the color, they go, "Okay, I'm gonna click on that."
yeah.
So
They're
if
like,
it
whoa,
works for
red.
one guys, and hey,
Yep.
work seems to be working.
Yeah. I don't do normally Nick does the 3 panels with the red border. I don't do that anymore. I just do my photos kind of collaged together. So
He
at
used
least
to
there's
do
a little bit
blue.
of used to what?
He used to do blue,
Oh,
Nick,
wow,
years
way
ago.
back.
Yep,
Really?
yep,
I forgot about that. I did blue
yep.
too when I originally started over on Sanch Bodybuilding.
Oh, okay.
I did a blue border and then somehow I switched to orange. And I really liked the orange and white.
BNN orange.
Yeah, BNN orange. I mean, we'll always be
Red
BNN.
seems to be working for you though. Kenson's got the yellow green.
Yellow green, yep, very good.
He's got to copyright that one.
He should. Yeah, I've seen other channels try using that green, and I'm like, nah.
Hopefully.
Well, Ivan uses green.
So on
Fozzie uses
BNN here,
yellow.
gotta go red,
Red's good. Yeah.
orange.
I have something like that in my market in my Amazon shopping cart.
What,
I'll
that
need
light?
it's something similar to that. It's like accent lighting. So instead of this lamp, it'll just be like a cool, I don't know, blue or something. I'll have to figure out
Can't
what
even
works with my skin.
can't even tell that that's on behind the brick because it's
No.
red or it's like orange.
Well, also your front lighting is bright enough that it's not as significant. So maybe if you brought that bar out to a corner and made it illuminate more, it would give you more of like a,
I'm
I
a
don't know.
lazy, lazy man, Sanch. I'm a lazy, lazy man.
Yeah, and you don't show your face much except in shows, so like,
Not
how
on my
much is it
channel.
worth the effort?
Hardly ever on my channel. I
Yeah.
would, but do some lives at some point.
Yeah. I haven't used my face in a while either. People just complain about it. They're like, your face is taking up too much of the screen. The
I think
athletes
it's
need to be the
important
focus.
that you do show it every once in a while
Yeah.
so they see, we're healthy.
Yeah.
We're not like,
We're not a robot. We're not just using
yeah,
AI.
we're not a robot. We're not healthy. Or
Yeah.
we are healthy, I should say.
Yes, healthy.
We're
Yeah.
not robots. I am an unhealthy robot.
Hey, it's gonna get to that point where I could just upload my voice into a AI and I could just type my videos. Or I could just tell AI to write the video for me with my mannerisms and my speech style. It's getting there.
Sounds like a Canadian lingo. Oh, yeah, AI.
Oh yeah.
E-I-E-I-O, eh? Hi.
My Canadian
Wh-
or my Wisconsin accent came back when I was in Texas with my parents for Christmas. By the end of it, my O's and my A's were getting pretty long.
Wisconsin. Is that where they make Swiss cheese?
Yes, yeah, cheddar, Kobe, um,
Brie?
yeah, brie probably. Yep,
Hmm.
all the cheese. California
American
actually
cheese?
makes a lot of cheese too. Yes, definitely American cheese. Yep.
64 slices of American cheese. 62. 63. Homer spent all night eating slices of cheese at the kitchen table.
Oh, really? That was like a
Yeah.
thing.
It was on an episode of The
Oh, an
Simpsons.
episode. Okay, I thought you meant it was
He
like a
walked
recurring gag.
No, he walked down in his underwear and opens the fridge. 64 slices of American cheese. Sits down. One. And then they switch time. He's like, 62. 63. Eats all of them.
Oh my gosh, that would back me up. I'd be you'd have to take me to the hospital eating 64 slices of cheese.
Mhm. Homer's been through it all. So
Good Lord.
even if you added like a fancy color light in that lamp.
I have stuff in my shopping cart. I just don't want to drop a couple hundred more dollars on stuff. I'm gonna wait until probably the end of tax season. Make sure I have enough to pay taxes, and then
Yeah,
I'll upgrade.
squirrel your money away. You want to
Yeah,
retire your parents.
man. Well, I'm actually gonna for everyone who's following, I'm actually gonna be switching my direct deposit on the channel to go directly to my parents, so that every penny in 2024 is going to them. I'm pretty excited. Yeah, we saw a 700% raise in subscribers in December. So
Your social blade keeps growing.
it's exciting to see it grow. Yeah. Yeah. It's fun. It's I love doing this. I love making videos. I love talking about the sport that I'm passionate about. And I love talking with other commentators like yourself about the sport. So it's a win-win
You're
for me.
you're into the zone where you're posting the
I'm
videos
locked
that
in.
they want to see.
Yeah.
And your background, little fancy things there, the little
People like it's the news. It fits the branding, the Bodybuilding News Network. Next, the only thing I'm going to add, I think, next is going to be the dun 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 in the beginning. I'm going to
little,
do something like that.
little music thing.
Yeah, and then have like an artificial camera swoop in the dun 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 dun, and then it'll be like, ladies and gentlemen.
What about the camera change, the camera angle change? You look
Ooh,
over
yeah,
here.
I'll have two
You fold your
cameras
paper like this.
in
Don't say
the
anything.
tap.
Don't even say anything. And then go over to this one. So it was all for naught, but it would be funny. Yeah,
If
don't
we
even say anything. Don't even say anything.
just, ladies and gentlemen,
Ladies and gentlemen, and then switch over to the other one.
welcome back to the News Network. I'm your host here on the Bodybuilding News Network, Josh Science.
You're looking over the other way. Oh,
Oh,
there you are.
oh, camera B. All right. My producer didn't tell me camera B.
That son of a gun.
Oh, Rick. That'd be fun.
Now I'm lost when you said that. Must be from a show you watched.
I just picked some random white guy name. Oh,
No.
Rick. Oh, Rick.
Ricky and Lucy.
Now I'm
You know
lost.
Ricky and Lucy.
No.
Ricky Ricardo,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Lucille Ball. I
Yeah,
haven't
yeah.
watched the show, but I know the names, I guess.
Um,
I love Lucy.
well, Mark, we are at the time. Thank you everyone for watching another episode. Stay tuned. We're gonna roll right into another one because we have lots to talk about. Recapping the 2023 calendar year. So we'll see you guys in just a little bit. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Get to the border.